Hi guys, this is Michael from the Board Games Chronicle. Today I have a pleasure of presenting to you the first material about Castelnuovo 1539. There will be a series of the materials about this game. This game actually is soon to enter the crowdfunding campaign. I believe, in June 2025 on the Kickstarter. And what I'm presenting today is a prototype, very advanced, but still prototype. So please bear in mind that some of the components still will be refined, for example, map, and will be even more eye-catching than they are now. The game will be published by the Draco Ideas, and this is designed by Francisco Ronco. One comment here, the similar game, or maybe not similar, with a similar mechanics game was already published by Francisco with another Spanish publisher. I'm meaning the game von Meilenstein's Triumph, also about the siege and also very much asymmetric. So what we will do today, we will present to you the components and the basic game mechanics. How this game plays. In the next materials, we'll definitely look at the teach and play. So we'll explain the rules, we'll show the gameplay, and so on and so forth. This is game for the 2 players, and I believe this is not very suitable for other number of players. There's a lot of hidden information, so solitary play probably not the best. Although for the example purposes, it will be good. I believe it's like 90 minutes, closer to 90 minutes. 14 years old, this is game with a lot of rules. So definitely, I would say medium complexity. At the back, you will have Spanish and English description of the game with presentation of the components and of course the metric here. As I'm saying, a caveat, this is still the prototype. Before we jump into the components, maybe a couple of words about the Castelnuovo battle or siege in 1539. So this was part of a series of the wars between the Holy League and Ottomans, and in the autumn of 1538, the Spanish forces, around 3,500 people, took the castle of Castelnuovo. I believe it's in Balkans, near the Adriatic Sea. It was it's today. I'm not sure if it's Montenegro or Albania. I will need to check, but yeah, this is there on the shore. And they were wintering then, and in the spring of 1539, a huge force of Ottoman Turks arrived. It was like 50,000 plus, so 3,500 Spaniards versus 50,000 plus Ottomans with fleet. The Spaniards were given the option to surrender, and actually the superiors in Spain of the Spanish contingent said, guys, you can surrender. The odds are too much. It's like, 20 to 1. And they said, no, come whenever you dare. So actually this was the response from the Spanish, soldiers to this let's say, proposal of surrender. So they almost all died. I believe like 100 up to 200, were captured. All others, unfortunately, perished in a month-long siege and fight. So what do we have in the box? First of all, we'll have the rule book. First thing, which I'm always checking, guys, is how many pages we have. 32, with a lot of example of plays and designer notes. So that means it's probably 26 pages of actual rules. So as I told you, medium complexity. We have very nice picture here. We have contents, already 3 pages gone. Contents and then introduction. The rules start at the page 6, and they start with a very elaborate explanation of the components. We will be showing them to you. This will be mainly block game. With a map, we'll have 16 dice. Both sides will have their own card deck, 36 cards. On top of this, we'll have a unit with the strength, as usually, with those dots, which will be showing us what is the strength. We'll have fleet and leaders. Then we'll have walls This will be the bastions. This will be chevaux de frise. This will be kind of a protection for the Spanish forces against the attacks of the Ottomans. We'll have the artillery, and we'll also have the Ottoman trenches, which help them to withstand some of the artillery attacks of the Spaniards. This will be the map. As I told you, there is a plan to still to refine it. It will be divided on in the zones. The city zone, here will be the open terrain zone, the rough terrain zone, and the fortress inside. When I will be showing you the map, you will see all those details. Of course, this is only picture in the rule book. Then we have the descriptions of the units and also the cards. Interestingly, there are 5 types of cards. There are action, order, combat, reaction, and immediate effect cards. And in your turn, you will be playing as many cards as you want until you pass. Your opponents will be reacting, and at the end of each turn, yours and opponents, you will be drawing to the full hand. And the full hand will have different size depending on the type of the round. Yeah, let us go further, because let's go. This still describes the components. Yeah, we'll not be stopping here. We'll talk about this in the teach and play material. The game setup, you can see the game setup. This is a pretty flexible game setup. Those bastions can be set up slightly differently, and the Ottomans will be landing here by sea, of course. The game sequence, this is what I wanted to show to you. So each round has 3 phases. It has Ottoman action phase, Spanish action phase, and the reinforcements phase. Ottomans play as many cards as they want, and the Spaniards kind of a reaction cards, when both sides replenish. Then the Spaniards play as many cards as they want, and both sides replenish. And then we have reinforcement phase. What is important, a regular each round, which represents 3 to 4 days of combat, is like 4 cards. But the Ottomans can declare at the end of previous round that the next one will be assault round. This has 7 cards. However, this assault round brings the Spaniards, Christians, closer to victory. Because one thing which we need to mention is how to win the game. And in order to win the game, the Ottomans has to wipe out all the Spaniards or capture key areas of the fortress. On the other hand, for the Spaniards to win, they need to inflict so many casualties on Ottomans that their victory will be a Pyrrhic victory. The number is actually 12, and actually declaring the assault round counts as 1 point against those 12. Yeah, let's see what else do we have here. Of course, the movement, how do we move, how the combat is resolved. We'll be rolling some dice, of course. There are examples of combat, both the bombardment and then the close combat. I think those examples are pretty informative and intuitive when I was reading them. The retreats, and then command cards, yeah. So the description of the type. So action cards, order cards, as I told you. Yep, combat cards, reaction cards, and event cards. What I really like is that they also provided here the explanation how to apply the stickers on the blocks, so you will not make a mistake. The game by itself in the final production will have 2 scenarios. Introductory scenario where the Spaniards are landing here and taking over this, castle. It's a pretty short scenario, let's be honest, and not very violent. And then there will be the main scenario in which the Ottomans are landing and will be trying to dislodge the Spaniards. So this is the rule book. Again, at the end we have designer notes. This is really cool. And this is a prototype rulebook. Remember, in the final version we'll have a detailed description also of this introductory scenario and maybe some tweaks to the rules. Now, the components. Where shall we start? Maybe let me start with those components. So these are the Spaniards. These are the walls, of course. Walls. bastions, and yeah, this will be the the block where we will apply the leader sticker. So beautiful wooden ones. Then we have the Ottoman pieces, so artillery, trenches. Yep, those are for the fleets and for the leaders. Of course, we'll got plenty of blocks for the units, and I will show you the stickers in a moment, and will also explain a very nice mechanic how to reflect that this is 3,500 to 50,000, because this is not a proportion 20 to 1. Yes, some of the blocks will be simply returning on the Ottoman side each turn, like they cannot be killed permanently, they simply will be returning as a reinforcements. Then we have some dice. This is nice. 2 times 8, I believe. And then we have the cards. And let me open them. I have my card opener, which allows me to quickly get inside them. And I will present to you some of them. As I told you, you can play as many cards as you want in your or opponent's turn, because you will anyhow replenish, unless of course you would like to keep some of them specifically. Very nice, glossy. And what do we have here? For example, Storm. Draw 1 card. During the next action phase, you cannot play some important, events. So this is the order. March, civilians. Civilians actual additional card which will not have from the beginning. This is the combat cards, a lot of them. Another, bombard, powerful one. You can fire with additional, modifier to the hit. You have attack cards and response cards. Yep, and let's look at the Spanish cards. Very nice. I like, the quality of finishing here. So you have attack. You can move 2 with a leader, or 4 with a infantry, or 4 with a cavalry, and you can initiate combat. Camisado. Some specific attacks. Bombardment, of course. So this will be a combat card. Oh, Chevaux de Frise. Place 1 Chevaux de Frise cube in a zone with a wall or bastion. Each cube prevents 1 Ottoman hit. Pretty cool. Friendly fire. Yeah, you can also get fired by your own artillery, unfortunately. Arquebusiers, very, very cool card. Your arquebusiers actually be one of the most powerful units in the defense. Counterattack, response. Yep. And this is, as you can see, double use card. Counterattack is a response, and here you have the attack part. Okay, before I jump to the map, maybe I will present to you the stickers and the player aids. So the stickers will be first. So here are the stickers. Pretty nice, good, format, good quality. And you have, let me just get the rule book. Following types of the units. You have Janissaries. Once they are dead, they are removed from the play. You have Azap, casualties returned to the game, because there were 50,000 of Turks, so you need to represent it somehow. Sipai, they also return to the game. The Spaniards or Albanian cavalry, which were helping them, is not returning to the game, of course. So we have them here. We have also the fleets. We have the leaders double-sided. Some of the leaders are getting here the modificator. Here is the Spanish leader, which gets the modificator. And here we have also some of his lieutenants. Not too many units. Not too many, unfortunately, and only one cavalry. Wow, that's not much. What do we have in the player aid? There will be two in the final game. We have one here in the prototype. We have information how we do the combat, what is the combat priority, dice modifiers, and all other stuff. This is aid sheet exactly for the combat. And then you have general aid sheet here, which tells you about the game sequence, movement, what are the terrain types, what kind of cards do we have, some things to remember. I really like most forgotten rules sections in the player aids. It's very helpful, and also types of the units and the leaders. And now let me show you the map. I need to bring it here. As I told you, the work on the map is still ongoing, and we shall have it finalized soon. Okay, the map is not overly large, but we don't need a large map to enjoy this game. Here is the Ottoman casualty track. So once it reaches 12, the victory is with the Spaniards. Here we have the city. As you can see, violet part is the inner fortress. These are the three places which has to be taken by Ottomans in order to win the game. The number shows you how many artillery hits it can withstand before the walls collapse and before it can be stormed. The numbers here without with stars shows you the elevation. So if you will be attacking uphill, you will have some negative, let's say, modifiers. So for example, if attack from here to here is from 1 to 2, so you'll have negative modifiers of attacking uphill. Green is an open terrain, this is a rough terrain, and this is the sea area, and from here the Ottomans will be coming and landing here in order to start the invasion. So most of the game will be around this perimeter. I believe this is the strongest, this is the strongest part of the castle, which will be the main line of defense. Remember that you set up like 4 bastions outside, so you do it in a following way. Let me show it to you. That you put it like here, for example. I don't know. Let me set it up here, and you put the block here, and it guards that flank. It has 2 resistance points, so it's like this, 2 resistance points, and it can try to stop also the Turkish invasion and slow it down and inflict casualties with which you can win the game. As I told you in the teach and play video, we will do the setup. I will explain how the setup works, and then we'll do a couple of turns. Of course, playing 2 hands, there is no other option than playing 2 hands here, although it will not be such a surprise because normally you would get much more surprised. You can see the mountains here, the level 4. The levels are from 0 on the sea up to 4 in the mountains. Here is 3, so this is a really good place to do defend from the downhill attacks. And that will be everything for the short unboxing and overview of Castelnuovo 1539. A great game by Draco Ideas and Francisco Ronco, which will be entering Kickstarter soon. The first part of the comment section below this video is actually the link to the Kickstarter campaign. Make sure to go there and subscribe so you will not miss once it launches. I really like the mechanics of the game. I think the author has simply experience in designing the Siege type of games. As I told you, von Meilenstein Triumph is very interesting. Now he puts his effort to Castelnuovo, and I'm also learning some part of the history thanks to this, which is of course great. So rest assured, there will be more materials. I am planning to do now the teach and play. So apply the stickers, set up the game, then explain you the rules, explain the setup, and play a couple of turns, most probably. That's all for today. Thank you very much for being with me. If you like this video, do not hesitate to give a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content like this, kindly please subscribe. That's all for today, and I hope to see you soon in another material.